to the Entrepreneur Power Hour, where we educate the world's entrepreneurs, do some shadow boxing. We got some cool studios and some more announcements. But today we're going to talk about the 7 pillars of how to influence your market. And everybody here, whatever you're doing as an entrepreneur, you have to influence your market one way or another, whether it's acting goofy on camera, having fun, or just making a casual video like this, saying, "Hi, my name's Kareem and I'm on YouTube. You should buy my product." So what's the first step? Courtesy of entrepreneur.com, we looked through and we found out there's 7 really intrinsic ways to influence your market.
Well, what was one of the first things we
trust.
learned? Yeah, what was one of the first things we learned in Mentoring for Free? It was establishing know, like, and trust, right? So
Yeah.
how would you treat your business partner if you found out they stole money from you? You'd keep them out, you don't return their phone calls, and if you're smart, you don't give them a second chance. How about your best friend? You tell them all your darkest secrets, you let them borrow money, you choose to hang out with them over someone else, and you try the things they recommend. However, both these scenarios are a play on trust. When trust is built, you and your followers can have a beautiful relationship. How do you build trust, guys? Give us some examples. Marcia, you were in MFF with us.
And Fran.
Yeah.
Got to pick on Fran because she said she was all into the topic. She's like, woohoo. But yeah, the first pillar of influencing your market is building trust, saying that me and Chris are going to be here every week, if possible, unless we get sick.
Yeah.
Well, I think you have to demonstrate trust. Trust to me isn't something that goes by hearsay.
True.
That if I ask somebody to trust me, I'm going to prove to them they can trust me. I'm going to give visible proof that an opportunity has paid me. Therefore, I've had good success. Yes, business in general is a risk, but on this particular venture, you can trust it. You can trust me. I've tried it. You should look at it.
Right, so recommending a product or a service to somebody is an example of you demonstrating the trust in a product or service, and you're sharing it with somebody else because you believe that they could benefit from that product or service. Is that what you're saying, Fran?
Right, and I'm going to show proof that it paid me.
Awesome.
Where the payments came from and the fact that they're in my bank account.
Awesome.
Or my online account.
So, Fran, would you tell us a bit more about why that's important? Showing people that you're getting paid and stuff like that, and demonstrating that there's real proof to that opportunity, to that business. Do you want to tell us why that's so important?
Well, nobody likes to go into something blind, and just, you might as well be throwing your money to the wind. If you're an entrepreneur and you want a return on your money, on your investment,
yep.
It's much more appetizing to an entrepreneur, a new venture, if they can see the longevity of the business, the fact that over a length of time it's not only paid you but paid others.
Awesome.
This kind of thing builds a brand for the business, and it also kind of builds your brand in the sense that you're going to go on their list of people that they'll bring their people to you, so you can influence their people as you've influenced them.
Nice.
And that's going to work for both of you.
Right. So would you say company management experience with integrity is very important?
I definitely would, Chris. I definitely would.
Good. What about you, Marcia? You know what we're talking about here.
Yes, I absolutely do know what you're talking about, Chris. I also, when you say company management with experience, when you talk about integrity, I think that integrity has to do with each one of us. Each person has to have their integrity in place in order to actually do and stay focused on whatever it is that they're building. So for me, I changed. I don't even, I stay focused on two things that I'm doing. Classes that I teach and classes that I learn from. And I'm on another site right now that I'm building. But as far as know, like, and, you know, I really took a look at that idea of know, like, and trust. And there's a lot of people I know, like, and trust out there, but that really doesn't sum up the whole idea of are my vibrations attracting the people that I want to have in my business? Because I'm connected to a lot of people out there on Facebook that like me, but that doesn't mean a hill of beans.
Right.
At all.
Right. So you're saying, so what I'm hearing is that you're saying that just because you have no like and trust with a person and they have that with you doesn't necessarily mean that they're a fit for the business or what you're building. Is that what I'm hearing?
Well, it doesn't necessarily, that's part of it, yes, but also it doesn't mean that their integrity or what they say is what they do match up. They don't align. So if they don't align, then I would probably say, well, if your word doesn't equal your deed and what I'm seeing are two different things, then you're probably not a good fit for what I'm looking for. That's how I look at it.
I agree with you, Marcia. You know, I can be 2,500 people know, like, and trust my page on Facebook, but if they don't follow you and they don't show enthusiasm for what your next post is or keep a pulse on what you're doing, then they're really dead wood. You know, 1 million people, you know, 2,000 people that you wouldn't know if they passed you on the street.
Right,
you wouldn't know them or recognize them, and yet you're saying, I know, like, and trust this person.
Exactly. Well, and what it comes down to for me too is like, I know I'm connected to so many people on Facebook, but how many of them do I really know?
That's a good
Not
point.
what I have on my friends list on Facebook.
Exactly. You know,
that's just not even the case. So, you know, I mean, to be real, right?
Well, you know me and Kareem.
Wait, who are you, Chris?
Yeah.
Honestly, when I met Chris, you want
yeah,
to talk
but
about trust.
I know, like, and trust you, Chris, Marcia, others that have been on the Power Hour, Sharon and Bill, and different ones that I interact with on a daily or weekly basis. I'm interested and influenced by what you post.
Okay.
And in some aspects, I agree to that, but I also think that, hey, you, if I'm responsible for myself and I'm focused on what I'm doing, it's not going to matter to me how many people are actually seeing my posts at all. Because I find that when I posted something saying I'm not going to be on Facebook for a while, so you know, if
I did see that, and I was hoping you were okay, and then I read further and saw that it was
I got more reaction.
A new venture, so.
I mean, if you really want to find out who's following you, post something like you're going to disappear off Facebook and see who messages you. Then you're really going to know.
Right.
But
you sure
know, to me, if I stay focused on what I want more of rather than what I don't want, I have better results. I have so much better results.
For sure. Yeah, I've been going through my Facebook list and doing some janitor work and just clearing off people that I just don't like. You know, in mentoring for free, we were taught to send ebook messages to people that may have liked network marketing. Or, you know, I got like I've cut my list down from, I think it was like I was at like almost 1,200 and now I'm down to 500. And that was over the course of the last year. So, you know, it's for me, it's important to make sure that the people I'm connecting with on Facebook are people that I interact with a lot, not just, you know, once in a while I say hello or something like that, you know. So.
Well, I don't even, for example, with Rick and Cheryl and David, Paul, I don't even barely interact with their posts. Once in a great while I will. But hey, the quality relationship we have, it's already understood between us. Mm-hmm. We don't have that problem where, for example, I remember we had one student that would get upset when we weren't sharing or liking his posts, and he would get really upset with the whole group, and that's not what it is. No. I'd rather have quality relationship where the written, it doesn't have to be a written language between us. We already understand that we are a team. We're one, and we work together. And it's understood that we don't have to be at everybody's beck and call just because we know we're tight already. Mm-hmm. We're tight in our relationship already.
I agree wholeheartedly. Anybody else want to chime in on the discussion, what we're talking about here? Dan?
Sharon? I'll jump in really quick.
Go ahead, Dan.
I was just thinking, because along the lines, you know, I also like to look at, you know, when I'm looking at people, who they might be interacting with, and if they're interacting with some of the same people I'm interacting with, and see if that part also plays in too, because I want people, like Marcia was saying, that line up with, you know, where I'm at and where I'm going. And if they're, you know, interacting with me, but then I see them interacting with somebody else I know, but kind of acting in a different way or a different vein, kind of opposite, is like, okay, you know, I've got to keep true to myself and true so that everybody sees me kind of the same way, so they can get to know, like, and trust me, and know that no matter what, I'm not really going to change or flip or be something different. You know, I might be slightly different with, you know, each person I interact with based on the, you know, how well I know them and stuff, but my general self doesn't necessarily change. And so I like to keep an eye out on the people that I interact with and who they interact with too, and, you know, and kind of get a feedback from that, because then that helps me, you know how to maybe adjust, or maybe if I want to continue on with that relationship and maybe move on and find somebody else that might be better or more in tune or more in line with where I'm headed, where I'm going. You know, not necessarily totally cut everything off, but lessen it, or, you know, kind of, you know, not be as involved with them or something like that. I think that's another part of it you have to look at, because sometimes...
Yeah, I think when you're looking at influencer, like you say, you're looking at who they interact with. Is that person giving you a true picture of who they are, or are you put forth a demeanor that you're the same person that I'm talking to if I'm talking to you now, or if I happen to come on a conversation that you're having with Kareem or somebody else, you would still be the same person. You wouldn't be a leopard with different spots.
Yeah, that's a good one too. I agree with that.